Shall we begin? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gururadirradhischa Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na guroradikam tattvam na guroradikam tapah tattvanyana param nasti tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hari Om. Hari Om, everyone. So we are up to mantra number 23, the penultimate one. We finish next week with this beautiful garland which strings together all the Upanishads and contains the entire teachings of Vedanta. So in our lives, if we're never able to master any one Upanishad, if we just study this in detail, there is nothing else required. So last week was mantra 22, where we're talking of the Vaibhava, the glory of the man of wisdom. It was beautifully developed, the whole sequence. I think next week I will summarize all 24 garlands in maybe 15, 20 minutes. But the Vaibhava, the glory of the man of wisdom was Yam Yam Lokam Manasa Samvibhati Vishuddha Sattva Kamayate Yamscha Kaman Tam Tam Lokam Jayate Tamscha Kaman Tasmat. Therefore, here child, worship who? Atmagnyam, the wise man, Bhuti Kamaha. If you have any worldly desires, name, fame, progeny, job, promotion, health, pray to the man of wisdom, worship the man of wisdom, because he is Satya Sankalpa. His mind is in tune with the total mind, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and effectively Brahman. He has become one with that. So worship him. And we ended by saying, but we are students of Vedanta. We're now evolved. We don't want Bhuti Kamaha. We don't want name, fame, progeny, position, power. We want moksha. So what do we do? Which devta should I go to? Is it Krishna? Is it Ganesh? Is it Shiva? Is it Hanuman? No. Don't go to Hanuman. I heard these questions posed to Sri Priyaji when we went to the Swaminarayan Sanstha part of the yatra. And the question was, Womanas, we were told not to worship Hanumanji because he's a brahmachari. So women should not be worshipping him. And so Sri Priya had to lovingly explain all symbolism and everything. But it's phenomenal, the misconceptions we have in Hinduism. So who should I worship? That's a good question. If I'm now a mumukshu, I want only moksha, You've told me if I want bhukti, and we ended by saying the Guru Stotram, Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. If you want bhukti, bhoga, worship the man of wisdom. If you want mukti, worship the man of wisdom. Why? Mantra number 23. This is also from the Mundaka Upanishad. You can tell this is Guruji's favorite. Most of the mantras here are from, not most, quite a few are from the Mundaka. Then you've got some Ishavasya, you've got Shvetashvatara, Kaivalya, Keno, Prashno, Taittiriya. I'll say Mundaka followed by Taittiriya. Saveda etat paramam brahma dhama yatra vishvam nihitam bhati shubram upasate purusham yehi akamaha te shukram etat ativartanti dhiraha. I deliberately go slow, so each word is recognizable. Sa etat, sa veda etat paramam brahma dhama. Sa veda, that doesn't mean Veda, sa veda. The man of wisdom, Veda, knows. What does he know? Paramam Brahma Dhama. He knows that supreme Paramam, supreme Parama Brahma, that Brahman. Who is this Brahman? Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He knows that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is the cause of everything. He knows it as Dhamma. Now, what does Dhamma mean? He knows that to be the substratum, the base, the support, the ashraya of the entire universe. Yat sa veda etat paramam brahmanama. So this man of wisdom knows that supreme satyam jnanam anantam brahma as the substratum of the whole universe. Yatra Vishwam Nihitam Bhati Shubram. Yatra, this Vishwam, universe, Nihitam is centered, exists, Bhati, shining, Shubram, pure. This moving dynamic universe is centered, supported, exists in this pure Parama Brahma Dhama and shines because of it. It has life because of it. Everything is shining. Everything is moving. Everything is dynamic. Rock, mineral, plant, animal, human, all are shining. All are moving. When you say rocks are moving, how is that possible? How does a rock move?
Is the atoms and protons in that?
Who said that? Smita, I can see you've got some physics background. Well done. You've got the electrons and protons in them also moving. Yatra Vishwam Nihitam Bhati Shubram. So the entire dynamic world universe is shining because of him, is based, is supported, exists in that Parama Brahma. Thank you. So what's that got to do with the man of wisdom? Now, so he knows we also know that the whole world exists in Brahman, shines because of Brahman. So what's so special about him? Divyo Yamurta Purushaha, Sabahya Bhyantarajaha, Aprano Manah Shubraha, Yakshara Prataparaha. He knows that the Atman is also Sat Chit Ananda. And he also knows Tat Tvameva Tvameva Tat. He knows that this Brahman, which is the very support of the whole world, is my own true self. And it's myself which is shining everywhere. That's the difference. Okay, so the man of wisdom knows this Brahman to be the support of the universe. He knows this universe exists in it. He knows my Atma is Brahman, and therefore I am the support of the whole universe. A mind-blowing statement. And early we saw Bhukti Kamaha. So if you want worldly desires, it said worship him. So what are the worldly desires? There are four pursuits of man: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Let me reword that. Kama, Artha, maybe Dharma, Moksha. We'll think about it. So we all want Kama, Artha. We've got desires. Number one, Artha, I want. I want name, fame, pleasure, progeny, wealth. Want. So those are Bhukti Kama. You worship him, you get your Artha, you get your Kamas fulfilled. Then at some point you say, I want Dharma too. I want values which are Sanatana, which will make me happy. You pray to the man of wisdom for Dharma. This falls under Bhukti Kamaha, Bhoga. Now, after we've got all that, Mundaka Upanishad tells us, second verse, Parikshalokan Karmajitan Brahmana, Nirvedamaya Nastya Kritakritena, Tat Vijnanartham Sat Gurumeva Vigachet Samitpani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. After I've examined my whole life, all the Dharma, Artha, Kamas I've got, I realized that something is still missing. I want something else, which is not finite. Then you become a mumukshu. You become a jignasu. So if you become a mumukshu, jignasu, you are known as an akamaha. One is bhukti kamaha. You want some bhoga. This is mukti. Akamaha is someone who has no desires for bhoga. He wants only mumukshutvam. He wants moksha. So he's known as an akamaha. No desires. He doesn't know yet what he wants, but he has no desires for the same things which he was sought life after life and life after life, which has not given him fulfillment. What will progeny do for me? What will name and fame do for me? What will wealth do for me? Previous verse, if you want dharma, artha, kama, bhoga, worship man of wisdom. This verse, if you want moksha, worship man of wisdom. Because the man of wisdom is Satya Sankalpaha. His mind is tuned with Hiranyagarbha, the total mind. So anything he says becomes true. So when people go and ask the Guru for this, can I have this or that, they say, no, you say it. If you say it, it'll come true. Sometimes it's forced, but once they say it, it does come true. Or when giving prasad, it has to come from his hand. If the prasad is given to some sevak to take it, you don't really appreciate it that much. But coming from the Guru, you will take it, put it to your head, make sure you eat it, even if it's a fruit you dislike. Upasate purusham yehi akama. So upasate, worship purusham, that man of wisdom, when you are akamaha, because you want moksha. The next line is very interesting. Te shukram etat ativartanti dhiraha. Dhira means one who's able to withdraw his mind from the world of objects and absorb it into the self is known as a dhira purusha. One who's able to do that, withdraw the mind. Now, the reason you and I want dharma, want artha and kama is because our mind is flowing out into objects and that's all we want. Once we're able to withdraw our mind, we become dhira purushas because we upasate purusham. We become here kama, indeed a kama, and we worship the man of wisdom. Te shukram etat ativartanti. We go beyond shukra. Shukra means seed. Shukra means semen in its rawest form. Semen placed in the womb creates birth. seed placed in another seed creates birth. Punarjanma. This Dhira Purusha, Shukram Ativarti, goes beyond seed. He goes beyond the cause of birth. Shukra is the cause of birth, the material cause of birth. He goes beyond Punarjanma. So birth does not happen for this Dhira Purusha who Upasate worships this man of wisdom because he has become akamaha, desireless. And the man of wisdom who knows Brahman to be the support of the whole universe, and it is shining because of the whole universe, and realizes that Brahman is my own self, is able to grant this Dhira Purusha moksha, which means he goes beyond Shukra. He goes beyond the cause of birth and death. You go to a man of wisdom because you want bhukti. You go to a man of wisdom because you want bhukti. Yadyat ichati tasyatat. As your wishes, you get. Yo yadi ichati tasyatat. As you wish, you get. Because he's capable of giving. Because he's Satya Sankalpaha. This Dhira Purusha who then goes te shukram etat ativartanti, when he goes beyond the cause of birth, becomes what is known as a Jivan Mukta Purusha, a man of enlightenment and liberated while living is the literal definition of Jivan Mukta Purusha. He becomes liberated while living. Now the key question here is, it says upasate. How do I worship the man of wisdom? Is the key question here. Let me throw that out there. We've done the whole book. What does that mean? How do I worship the man of wisdom? Let me make it personal. How do each of us worship our Guru? And there'll be many in the mission. The intellect is the pure Guru within. Gurudev is my Guru. Vedanta is my Guru. The Vedas are my Guru. You are your own Guru. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Let's see if I hear something else here.
May I say?
Please.
It's by imbibing the teachings of the Guru and living them. That I think in a lot of the texts it says that the best you can do for your Guru is to live the teachings that he taught you.
Good.
I think it's being in constant awareness of how you conduct yourself and always thinking, what would my Guru think of what I am doing?
Good. Everyone will have an answer.
The knowledge from the Guru you reflect on, and also you apply in your own life, and that makes you more conscious about all your action you do. Yes, sometimes it overpower our own nature, but then you go back and think of that. How is it going to affect someone, or is it going to benefit someone? That helps us to do the right action at the right moment and helps us to live in the present. And that is how you.
Anyone else?
Guruji keeps saying this, and therefore it's burned into me as well. But you serve to the Guru's satisfaction, not to what you made up yourself.
Good. Anyone else?
Just carry on.
Go and go ahead. Go ahead.
Very good.
Narayan, go ahead. You're on mute.
Just meditating every day to give the divinity in my heart, basically to unfold our divine nature. That is I do. We are all divine person, but here to unfold our divinity. And that's what I'm trying to do. Not so easy.
Okay. Jessica?
You develop so much love for the guru, that you want to fully serve the guru, and you do what they say.
Ekta?
Just something that I remember, I think Swami Mitrananda said in a talk he gave a few years ago. He did this thing called Demand Ashtakam, and I remember the final line, the final thing he said at the end, and that was that your entire life is a Guru Dakshina, is an offering to your Guru. So the way in which you live your life is a Guru Dakshina, based on the teachings. And that's always been, I found that quite profound.
Good. Any other thoughts?
Can I add two things?
Sure.
We hold Guru as God. And I think I don't mean that just as words, but to actually bring yourself to visualize Guru as God would be a really great form of worship. Just being able to visualize that. I guess similar to what a few verses ago we covered from the Shweta Upanishad, I think it was. And then the answer to this question is given very clearly by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, right? The verse Tadvitti Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. So you serve, then you're eligible to ask questions, and you're ready to take any instructions. I can't remember what the third criteria was, but those are the three criteria for a student, and then he goes on to give the criteria for a guru.
And one word I just wanted to add as well is tuning, because there is something about, it's all linked to everything we've been saying as well about the serving and also developing that real love and connection, but you tune yourself so much, like we talked about the radio frequency, that you're then aware of what they may be teaching you, what they may how you can serve them in that particular moment as well.
Anyone else? That tuning you mentioned, just bring something back to mind. And he said, a good student, when the mind is tuned, when the guru says do something, he does it. Uttama, the best student, is one who anticipates what the guru wants and does it before he asks. And the poor student is one who doesn't do what the guru says to do. And the worst is doing the opposite of what the guru said to do. So in our lives, if we make a list, what are the things that makes me uttama, good, madhyama, average, and poor? We can see what are our different traits that we need to improve upon. So this upasate is an important word, worship. Actually, Roshni didn't say anything. Roshni, are you there? Probably have to step out. So how to worship? And the simple answer is given in the previous verse, which was like you will worship Paramatma. Gurushu, Ishvara, Bhavana, the same. I think the book even says that total surrender to the Guru, faith in his teachings, and I will add an addendum, faith in the instruction or the sadhana prescribed by the Guru to the Shishya. Each one is tailor-made. Not just service to the Guru, it says reverential service to the Guru. There's a difference. And prayatna, sincere, determined efforts to realize the truth. We'll take them all up in different ways. We did, as Sandeep alluded to, in Svetasvatara Upanishad, in the evolution, after the student quote unquote realizes, teacher blesses him, the students say thank you. The next one was, there's a reason for it. Yasya deve parabhakti, yatha deve tatha guru, tasyete kathita hyartha prakashante mahatmanah. You can learn, become a sannyasi, and then you can continue your path. But if you, in that path, if you develop this supreme devotion for your Guru that you have for God, this knowledge is revealed to you. Just like the sun reveals the whole world to us when it rises, prakashante mahatmana. This shabda artha, all this Vedanta we've listened to is revealed to us in this moment of supreme devotion. Many sannyasis will go on, walk their own path. Now they know better than the Guru, and Guruji once told me in the train, he said, once I give them sannyas, they can do what they want. After pausing, he says, but if they are wise, they will always listen to the Guru. If they are wise. This is 20 years ago. I didn't understand any of this, but it comes back. Yasya deve parabhakti. So then after gaining that devotion and the knowledge revelation is when the nishtha begins. You remember, the nishtha then begins. The knowledge reveals itself, then vidyate hridayaganti, chidyanti sarva samshayah, shiyante chasya karmani, tasmin drishte paravare. After that, what happens? Then he's able to see himself in everyone. Prano hevesha sarva bhute vibhati. Vijanan vidvan na bhavati ativadi, does not argue necessarily. What does he do? Atma krida, atmaratihi kriyavan. Isha brahma vidam varishtaha. He becomes the best among the knowers of Brahman. Step by step, nishtha is happening now. Then what happens? He becomes adrishye, anatme, anilayane, anirukte, abhayam pratistham vindate, becomes established in fearlessness, step by step. All begins from devotion. So just knowledge acquisition is not enough. That devotion is critical for this knowledge revelation. Many of our Swamis are still clueless. They have not got this. I know it's a controversial statement, but they're still clueless. Many of our senior sevaks, clueless. I will go further to say wasted lives, missed opportunity. Yasya deve parabhakti. Now, how can this happen? How can, it says, the book says the devotion and worship invokes his grace, and the grace is infallible. Where does infallible mean? Amoghascha. Where does that come from? Narad Bhakti Sutra. Mahatsangastu durlabha, agamyaha, amoghascha. His grace is infallible. Our condition is like a worm. I think the book has this example, going in a whirlpool. Then goes from one whirlpool to another whirlpool. Shankara says this. Until you lift that worm out of the whirlpool and put it outside, it will continue to just circulate in the whirlpool. You and I are in this whirlpool of samsara, one life to another. The Guru, he doesn't lift us out. What does he do? The analogy was samsara sagar. It's an ocean of transmigration, ocean of ignorance. And what does he do? Do you remember that analogy? The Guru is what? The helmsman. Our boat is this human body. So God has given us this human birth. This human body is the boat. Sadguru is the helmsman. Definition of helmsman? Anyone?
The person who steers, guides, controls.
That's it. Steers, guides, controls. Favorable winds is the grace of God. Prayatna, the effort of rowing, is yours and mine. So the prayatna is important. Vivek Chudamani says that there are three things. Durlabham trayam evaitad deva anugraha hetukam. Manushatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayah. Three factors are rare. Human birth. Mumukshutvam, intense desire for liberation. Mahapurusha samshraya, the refuge, the guidance, the association of a realized master. Three factors are very, very, very rare. Same thing. Human birth. That's human body. That's our boat. Sadguru, helmsman. Favorable wind, Ishvara Anugraha. And getting all three, if we still do not make that effort to row, or just dance on the boat while the Guru is waiting to steer, favorable winds are there, I'm just dancing and enjoying my life. That is known as spiritual suicide. The bottom line of this verse is Guru is the most worshipful and deserves our greatest respect, honor, and reverence. And as Guruji says, Guru ko mante hain, Guru ki nahi mante. We all do that. Yes, Guru, Guru, Guru. Do this. Not really. Do this. I need this. How do we lead our lives? Every aspect. We did this in Hamsa Gita. I think there were transformation technology, the 10 Sattvic, Vajrasic, Tamasic knobs. If all 10 are switched to the Sattvic mode, and it was all given, food, company you keep, books you read, everything was given. Form this list and see, whither am I going? The only guarantee is we're all getting old, senile, gray, decrepit, diseased, decaying, to die. Any amount of makeup won't change that fact. What am I doing other than dancing on the Titanic, knowing it's just sinking before my eyes? With that very uplifting note, I'm going to stop here. I want to read the last quote of the book. It was actually brilliant here. Glorious indeed is self-knowledge. A rare wonder is one who truly seeks it, and a wonder of wonder is the one who realizes it. But the greatest is the Guru, who teaches it, and by whose grace the seeker attains the ultimate goal of human life: liberation from all limitations, attainment of infinite bliss, and oneness with the universe. With the grace of God and Guru, may we too realize our infinite self. And this comes again from that Yoga Vasishta, which is in the Guru Stotram, part of it. Na guroradikam tattvam, na guroradikam tapaha, tattvajnanat param nasti. Yoga Vasishta says, Guru api cha tat viduhu. There is no penance greater than service to the Guru. There is no one greater, there's no knowledge, nothing greater than this knowledge, and nothing greater than the Guru who imparts this knowledge. But again, remember, do not fall into the trap that your Guru is a mule. He's not going to row your boat. He's the helmsman. You have to row the boat. Thoughts, questions, disagreements, contradictions, debates?
Can I just focus on the English translation, the direct translation that's given in the book?
Yeah.
It could be missing a lot of the nuances, which you've just been through, but if we read this, it says, the man of realization knows
Which page?
himself, page 127.
Yeah.
At the top. The
Yeah.
man of realization knows himself to be the pure, radiant, supreme truth or self in whom the world exists and resides. Full stop. Then he says, men of subtle discernment who without any worldly desire are devoted to that man of realization are not reborn. So it's quite interesting, because the first sentence he's talking about the Brahmanishta, one who is realized. In the second one, he's talking about you've got that subtle discernment, which I interpret as Viveka, and you're free. You've used that Viveka to free yourself of desire. So you've got the Vairagya as well. And you worship the man of realization. If you have these three factors, you are that man of realization. You are not reborn. Would that be a correct interpretation?
100%. So by man of subtle discernment is he is in akamaha. To become akamaha, you would have gone through Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampati, and become a mumukshuvaha to become akamaha. Because until then, you're still bhukti kamaha. Previous verse took care of that. Once you become akamaha, I don't want parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana. I don't want any more bhukti. I just want mukti. And this is when most people get this, become a sannyasi on this path. And this is when you devote your entire life's energies towards service, worship of the Guru. Then in this life, Prakashante, it is revealed, you become a Dhira Purusha. You become a Jivan Mukta Purusha. The journey is so crystal clear, laid out in this book. It was not clear when I went to see Guruji and asked him about Nishtha, because we had not done the whole book, which is why he gave me a one-line answer. Now it's crystal clear. Roshni, you missed that. You had disappeared. I asked everyone what their the idea of upasati, worshipping the Guru meant. What's your take on it?
Are you asking me?
Sorry?
I said, are you asking me?
Roshni.
Oh, Roshni. Okay.
I think, yeah, for me, following what the Guru says, like, yeah. Although, like recently, I think I saw somewhere where Guruji says, like, the greatest like gift you can give to the Guru is like when you realize yourself. But yes, otherwise, I think following what the Guru tells you to do. And for me, like the hardest hitting when I think about that specifically is, like Guruji says, you all say you love me, and you all know that I love you, but you're all not willing to love each other. And like that always kind of stays as a reminder every time I think about what it really means to, follow the Guru and to, follow his teachings.
Yeah, that's a powerful line. Yeah, it's easy to love Guru, easy to love this, but that person there is really hard to love. Yeah.
I just wanted to share, I'll never forget this moment, but it was that satsang we did with Guruji at CVN 10 plus years ago. And we were asking for advice of Guruji, and he started by saying, but you can't ask unless you are willing to 100% follow. Like, don't ask for guidance on any subject unless you're willing to 100% follow. So it was almost like his warning before you ask the question. So yeah, I'll never forget that.
I remember that vividly. You were pregnant at that time?
I was, yes. And I think it was Smita Auntie that had opened the topic about should mums work,
Yes,
return to work, and it became a very, very powerful moment in many of our lives.
Anyone else? Any thoughts? Anu, you're very quiet.
I've been struggling for the last 2 weeks, so I've been very quiet, just listening, because I've always had gurus, as I've grown up. It's been in my family, as you know, and I've watched as a young child, like a lot of false humility and a lot of people, as Roshni said, you love the guru, but then the other people around are kind of left wayward. And I used to be a bit cynical about the guru, and over the years don't get me wrong, I absolutely, when I'm in Guruji's presence, I just, like, my whole body melts. So I feel the love, but I don't know. I do struggle because, at the end of this chapter, it says about the guru pointing you out of the forest. I see a lot of people still in the forest, still worshipping the guru, but not, like moving. And it's not for me to judge, of course. I struggle with my own journey as well. But yeah, so that's why I've been a bit quiet, because I just need to. Last week I had a lot of questions, but towards the end you kind of answered most of them, so I didn't ask anything.
An interesting statement you made. You see people in the forest, it's not good to judge. You should absolutely not judge. But we must learn from what you perceive to be their mistakes. And that's important. One has to learn from one's own mistakes, but also the world is a moving, it's a theater, live, real time. You're visualizing and learn. We say always learn from other people's mistakes. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes than your own, because it minimizes your mistakes. But not to learn from other people's mistakes. And to me, the one message and only one in all spiritual sadhaks, when I see any drawback, it's one thing missing: Guru Bhakti. Simple. One analysis. I've run this by Swamiji, I've run this by Guruji. They just smile, they don't say anything because I know they've agreed with me. One error.
You know, there's a very interesting practical point in what Anu's just said, because often our understanding of Guru or interpretation of Guru's actions is really derived from those around Guru. And it can be a distraction, right? Because you look at a guy, just like, man, this guy is so close to Swamiji, but he behaves like this, and therefore, the Swami must be a crook as a result, right? And then you go down the wrong path yourself as a result. But what you're really judging or interpreting or being distracted by is the guy, not so much. You haven't heard what the Guru himself is saying. And it's quite an important sadhana for us to kind of be attuned with the right message, not be distracted by the distractions, if you like, around them.
That's a very good point you raise. And this comes up over and over and over and over. And I've answered in so many different ways. I mean, one of the best ones Gurudev said, people ask Gurudev point blank, why all these crooks and criminals and blah, 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 are hanging around you? And he would say, when you go to a hospital, do you see fit, solid, tough, young, healthy people? No, you see old, diseased, decrepit people. And the job of the doctor is to fix them. My job is to fix them. That's why he will see them around me. So he jokingly put it that way. And notice, all those who hang around, and you cannot judge the Guru by those shishyas, perceived shishyas around him, and they create an atmosphere sometimes which is not reflective. But those are the transactional realities we are faced with. But most of those drop out over the years. They drop out. And like they say, cream rises to the top, and it's only the sattvic which will stay. The rest will come, get their bhoga, and move on. This is the most beautiful text. I don't know if you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. I think this has been my best text to date. It's been 26 years now. We'll conclude next week with the Shanti Path Om Purnamada, which after chanting it for 26 years, I think it's now slowly beginning to sink in. We'll take that up next week to give a whole new perspective of what that mantra means and how to almost visualize it. But before that, I think we'll do the Gita Panchamrit. It's Sandeep Patel's 50th birthday. He doesn't look 50, but trust me, he's an old man. He's 50 now. I've known him for 25, 26 years. We've grown old together. He's my fellow trustee and now in charge of the vertical wing, which is to bring Vedanta to the mainstream in terms of GCSE Hinduism, introduction to Hinduism, Vedanta, and that whole Chinmaya Academy wing. It's a really important wing. So we wish you a very happy birthday, Sandeep. And maybe you can start the Gita Panchamrit to kick it off. And then 2 can be Jayashri Ben, 3 can be Anu, 4 can be Roshni, and 5 can be Dvija.
I need help with 3. I don't think I can do it on my own.
We'll help you along.
Okay.
Thanks for the embarrassment, Suresh. We'll make a start. Uttaredatmanatmanam Natmanam avasadaye Atmaiva yatmano bandhu Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Hari Om. Happy birthday, Sandeep. So I'll do verse 2. Karvanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbuhu ma te sangostva karmani.
Happy birthday, Sandeep. You can help me. Yat,
Should we do repeat and follow?
yeah.
Yat karoshi yadashnasi
Yat karoshi yadasnasi
Yat juhoshi dadasi yat
Yat juhosi dadasiyat
Yata
Yata
Yat karoshi yadashnasi Yat juhoshi dadasi yat
Yat karoshi yadasnasi Yat juhosi dadasiyata
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya
Tat kurushva madarpanam
Tat kurushva madarpanam.
Madarpanam, yes.
Good.
Madarpanam.
Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
You're on mute, Dija.
Happy birthday, Sandeep. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tya sarva papebhyo
Moksha Ishami Masuchaha. Before I forget, yesterday was Jessica's birthday, who's also my fellow trustee for many, many years. She's also heading the CSK wing, the senior chick wing for many, many years. She's been secretary of the mission for many, many years. I can't remember how long. Happy birthday, Jessica. If you can then do the closing prayers, Purnamada, that would be great.
Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudakshyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi.
Harihi Om.
Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Happy birthday, Jessica and Sandeep. God bless you.
Happy birthday, Jessica and Sandeep.
Happy birthday, Jessica and Sandeep.
Happy birthday, Jessica and Sandeep.
Janmadin Shubhkamna, Sandeep and Jessica.
Roshni, why don't you sing Janma Dinamidam to end it?
Okay, we can try. Janmadinamidam ai priya sakhe shantanotu te sarvadamudam prathayamahe bhavashatayushi Ishwara sada tvam sharakshatu Janmadinamidam
Punya Karmana
Mana Kirti Marjaya
Jivatam
Vanam
Tava
Tata Bhavatu Sartakam Janmadinamidam Ai Priya Sakhe Shantanotu Te Sarvadamudam Sarvadamudam. Happy birthday.
Hari Om, everyone. We'll see you next week for the final class. Thanks very much. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Thank you.